Okay, I'd like to call to order the Pomona Parks and Recreation Commission meeting for May 20th, 2026. Roll call, Aaron Carrier here. Mike Cully will be late. Joe Monroe.
Here.
Shane Harrington.
Present.
Joe Hecker.
Joel Hager.
Joel. I got it right last month, or last meeting.
Hi, good.
Amy Hargrove is excused and Charlie Schneider.
I am here.
All right. So do we have any changes to the agenda? No. Okay. Do we have any motion to approve our minutes from our meeting on February 18th?
Move to approve the minutes from the meeting on February 18th, 2026. And I'll second that.
Anyone, all of everyone who is what is the terminology? Why am I blanking?
All those who in favor say aye.
Oh,
Those opposed. Those opposed. Hearing none opposed, the motion can pass.
maybe you should have my job now, Charlie. It just left me. Okay. Do we have any public comment? I see none here. I don't see any up there. Okay. So then we get to the play structure update.
Okay, we do have some stuff going on with play structures. This was touch and go tonight. Right up until, I knew Charlie was gonna get here before me, because I was trying to download these files from a manufacturer who was at a conference in Texas, and it's a big file, wouldn't come through. I'm just like, so I was gonna do this whole PowerPoint thing, and then it just all fell apart. So let's start with, I give you a handout of the Street Park. This toy opened this morning.
Oh.
This was a case where we had old big toy, manufactured toy at B Street Park, and it was probably 25 years old. And Big Toy's claim to fame was cedar posts, everything was natural, and as wood does, you can cedar over time. So there was a point about 2 years ago where staff called me and said, "Hey, you got to come look at this," and the posts were really, really rough underneath the surfacing. So I had to take it out. We didn't have a toy there for a long time. We got a lot of grief with that, and we don't have a replacement system. This ever gets approved by the city, and we're still working on that. But we were able to get this in the budget for this year, so we worked with All Play, and at least it took a little time. We had some parts issues with the manufacturer, but they stood behind their stuff, and we got it all fixed. And I went there this morning. There's a little kid playing on the
Well, how do you educate the neighborhood? I guess, like for those that gave you grief, not you're gonna go back, knock on their doors and say, "See."
We'll send them emails, and then we'll do Facebook posts and stuff. Matter of fact, there was one that while I was there today, unfortunately, our communications person came from City Hall to take pictures of the toy, and so then she had me go down the slide and video of that. So that's on Facebook for you.
Excellent.
Yeah. No, we could. We have staff that's certified in that, but it's in the end it's cheaper to have a company that just does that. Come in and do it. So if you get a chance, stop by B Street. It has this new toy, new surfacing, some new concrete for ADA access, and I believe there's a new roof on the back.
What was the total cost for the?
The toy itself was $46,000. And I couldn't play out and but install was and surface all the surfacing. Moving on to Pioneer Park.
So
A bad little playground.
Yes.
This is the same issue. This space used to be full. And as those, we were a big toy town because Big Toy corporate headquarters used to be right over by the airport. So I would work these deals with that, where they would come out with a new toy line and we would allow them to install them in our parks. And then they'd take pictures for their catalog, and they'd actually have to ship kids in Tacoma, they weren't all white. And they put it in their catalog, and then they'd remove it, and then they put it in another one, and that would go on for various times, weeks. And then in the end, we got to pick, well, we want this toy, and they bring it back and they put it in free.
Nice, wow.
So that's why every park in Tumwater had big toy toys for a very long time. And Pioneer is the last large big toy that we had. So similar to V Street Park, it is rotting, exacerbated by the fact that it goes underwater every year when it floods. So it sits in water for a while. So we have slowly pulled out each play element as it has become unsafe, and this is okay. So the only thing really salvageable here is the swing. And we don't have many swings in Tumwater because the fall safety zone area around the swing set is twice as big as the swing is high. So it takes a gigantic space to have any kind of swing. So that's why we don't have it. So we've come up with some new plans. Oh, I see. Okay. Actually, go. Yeah, I'll pass it down to myself.
Thank you.
Somebody that they want to be slide.
Yeah, just the no climbing in Santa Barbara.
I know, that's how I feel.
Right, like, you just put it right there and you give them something to hang on.
Granted, yeah, we used to climb those things all the time, of course.
Yeah.
This toy is made, you can see, made by Berliner, which is, oddly enough, comes from Berlin. They've got some really great stuff, and kind of an affordable price point. So, this toy has the giant climber. It keeps the swing set. It fits within our existing footprint of toy area. The climber has kind of a port lookout thing at the top, so that's a good viewing area. And then there's a big slide that goes down the bottom. There's a 2 to 5 year old toy kind of off to the side. So smaller kids don't have to fight for space with larger kids. Parents want to do just a smaller kid thing over there. And then those 2 swings that look like baskets. Those are ADA accessible swings that anybody can be on, any age, any ability. So you can transfer a wheelchair onto those and they swing.
So is this like the orientation, like those swings actually like where the real swings are, or is this just supposed to be falling?
No, this is real. So the path, the soccer fields are over here.
Yeah.
And the path is right here.
Gotcha. I like the little rope monkey bar thing.
Yeah,
What do you think of the color? Any color under the rainbow for a toy. We don't want to be,
Sonic?
Seahawks yellow or, chartreuse or anything like that.
right.
Keeping with green in park is always good, but then me personally, I don't want it to look like a state park, brown and green, and just stand out a little bit. So this is the current color we came up with. And we can dive into that more. In fact, I can, at your next meeting, I can bring you a color chart and you can have more input on what kind of color you want. And if you want to get more into play toy design, we can talk about other options, climbing rocks, different play apparatus, and costs.
What happened to the big turtle thing or frog?
Oh, the turtle for Todd is still in there somewhere. I'm gonna figure that out.
So the slides, I remember when I lived in DuPont, we had the same exact conversation about dark colored slides. They absorb the heat from summer.
Yeah.
So they made all the slides blue, like a light blue, like a shirt like this, and that reflected out the sun, and the slides weren't hot in the summertime.
Do you have this slide on the sheet metals.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, if pitch was like this, and
Yeah.
30 feet in the air,
Yeah.
yeah.
That slide is still out the park.
Miss those days.
It's still out there. So.
I can speak around it, make it faster. Yeah. Okay, point
Sure.
taken, that's good.
Is there a ballpark cost on this one? I mean, if
This one is right at $300,000.
Wrong business, man.
I feel like we're not getting around.
Yeah. So, as you know, as you can see, as an example of cost going up, the play structure we did at Historical Park, which is by far the largest one.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was a total redo, so border, drainage, fabric, fall safety material, and then all those new toys with the tower. That was $324,000 back early COVID.
Now, when you say 300,000, does that include installation?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd have bought it, but it started with the swings and all that.
Yeah.
We got it, right?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Okay, so here's option two.
I might work.
So take a look at this.
I'll just rally decides to be as come by fire out from our place and they can say short late.
Yeah. Similar vibe. Oh, we already talked about that.
We did, okay. Well, Mark. Probably everything that's. Even since definitely. Yeah. You lost it.
Okay, this is a lot more.
Yeah.
A lot more toy. Like you flip through, like that second page shows all the play elements within that large structure. It is, I think it's 22 feet tall. So it's a big kind of what I was going for is a big wow factor. So when you come to the park, kids will be like, wow, look at that. I want to go play on that.
How does that compare to this one? Like, it doesn't like that.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Is it 22 to the Neptune or is it 22 to the deck?
To the back.
Okay, well,
They'll look very different, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So,
No, it's very familiar.
So it looks different and when you, well, yeah, kind of looks the same. When you look at this, how it fits within the space, this climber is much bigger than the other.
You notice, yeah, well, the hammock is not in the original.
it's more spider webby.
Yeah.
Is that a word, webbing? I'm just thinking.
This is nylon.
What's now?
Dictionary out of.
Exposed.
It's nylon rope with steel cable inside.
Yeah.
So only.
So this still has the little like
a little
playground.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you gotta give a nod to, for safety, you gotta give a nod to little kids.
Yeah,
I'm on board space.
No, I'm gonna try to-
The flights. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Man, I'm looking on the road.
Yeah,
It's like
just
this.
like cotton.
Yeah, the one preserved that's out in our phase one, it's already worn stuff too. So.
This
You seen
is
that?
22.
You seen that?
I've seen
But
it.
I know you're up on the hill. I don't know if you get down, but our neighborhood or
Yeah,
not.
I kind of phase one every now and then, walk out that way.
You take a wrong turn and you end up in our area.
Do both of these have the like rope bottom of the platform, or does one of them have like a solid bottom? Like you can't tell on this one. The There's no flags on
solid bottom.
on this one or on
Yeah,
both of them? Oh, it doesn't show it there. Okay. Maybe that's just to make me see through.
So this layout is closer to 500,000.
Is there a life expectancy on this equipment? Like if we're gonna spend 3 or 5 now, or in 10 years, does the city have an expectation?
There is a warranty period, but the lifespan, I don't know, that's a great question, I'll find out.
How long was the previous one? 25 years, is that?
It was probably about 20 years. We installed the first one, and then some kids from the farm came down.
Terrible
and
neighborhood.
put a garbage can under the wood deck and lit it on fire and burned up the entire toy to the ground.
Nice.
And that was at that time, it was a $90,000 toy.
Okay.
But we caught him. Well, we did that day. Yeah.
Good thing we have community service, I bet.
They got fined
Parents
for
pay
the
for
like,
it.
$25 a month each until it was paid off.
So it's paid off.
$90,000.
So they're still paying.
We're still paying.
Yeah, I'd be like. You're like,
Is there interest in this?
I like the ramp bridge thing, that's, it looks like it's wooden planks on the bottom, is that right?
The jungle
And
bridge.
that's in both of them. I think the hammock is not necessary. We're just gonna throw each other out of it.
or someone's gonna sit in it too long and make somebody unhappy.
Yes.
You already have the Palmetto twin swing things.
And I
See
do
a lot
like
of flippy
the
flip flips in that thing.
monkey bar thing. Which,
Is it both?
is that one in the,
The Tannenbaum.
Yeah, the rope monkey bar, that's the hoe ladder.
Are you talking about this?
no, the one where you swing across, that usually
Oh,
looks
okay.
like metal
Yeah.
firm, but this one's
Okay. Yeah, that puts down now is the metal hands.
So are these a la carte or is it like this is what you get? Like she mentioned the no hammock thing.
No, it's a la carte in that you can, those outer things and even the slide you can play around with.
Have you heard from anybody in the community that they're unhappy there isn't a play function there now?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
your 2 and 4 or 5-year-old.
Yeah, I want that place.
Yeah.
All the way up to the city administrator, whose kid plays in our baseball league.
So we're basically, you want our input on, should we spend more money and get more climbing bets?
Well,
Because
obviously.
they're pretty similar other than the
It's
amount of climbing.
more is better. I think
It's their
I think
place.
we're in the ballpark, $300,000 to $500,000 is what we're gonna spend on this. So if there's specific play elements that you want to see, or if you want me to come back and give you a whole bunch more options, what do you wanna fit into, like, more swinging events, climbing events, platforms? Do you want more ADA accessible elements? Do you wanna do boulders? Do you wanna do animals? Do you wanna theme it somehow? That within the park, you can do animals, zoo, water, farms.
You're up with stagecoach.
Yeah, the problem when you get into the real, like, there's a super cool one that looks like a farm. And all the play elements are inside of it, and it's kind of like barn board that you can kind of see through, but all the play elements are like in this big barn. So you're paying about 30% of your toy cost is just in that shell, which has no activity, right? It's just aesthetic.
And as a parent, you can't see what your kids do.
That's what I was about to say, as a parent, you can see through all of this, you can't see what the kids doing in that thing there.
Yeah.
You wanna see what your kids are doing where they're at.
14. Yeah.
14, and they can't burn it down either, too, right?
But you get the tubes on that they'll burn.
They're on the tracks. You could have undesired camping in something like that as well, if it's a structure where people can't see into it.
Yeah.
The security people, as I'm driving home late at night, I drive past there. Do they patrol or do they stay a long time at the gate to Pioneer Park?
If there are cars there, they're supposed to go in and find the people.
Yes, because I see that happening, and then I see the gate closed and a vehicle like, I don't know if that's a security person or not, like parked right there at the gate. And sometimes I drive home, because I drive past there to and from work.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's 10 or 11 o'clock at night and the vehicle's right there. I think it's Tumwater PD, so you try to go real slow, make sure that.
We use Advanced Environmental for the lock parks. They also do security for us at the old Brew Tower. And at the lot property that we bought last year. Which, we have some struggles with them, but in general, they do a pretty good job.
Is it going to be different when that pathway is through there?
Yeah, the Deschutes Valley Trail will be closed at night, just like parks,
Okay,
to the extent that we can do that.
yes. Because I see folks coming through on the railroad tracks. a
Yeah.
lot, Just kind of walking
Yeah.
through that area. So I didn't know if, is that the current playground area in Pioneer Park? Is that the optimal location, or could you relocate that potentially closer, maybe on the bathroom side or something? Because like you said, it floods out like all the time.
Yeah, pretty much the whole park goes underwater except for the bathroom, because we built it at a level where we knew the flood was.
Yeah.
So on any particular field, even on the depth, all the soccer fields, everything is underwater.
Okay. I've seen that a lot lately.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, ultimately, I would like to put down a port-in-place rubber surface on this.
Okay.
But we can't do it in the floodplain because one flood will bring all that silt into the rubber and it'll turn to cement.
Yeah.
And those are very expensive, the rubber stuff.
I haven't been down in that park to the water in a while.
Uh-huh.
But I remember a couple of years ago, we were talking about how the bank kind of flooded out and it was.
So that's cutting it back all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, how much is left? I mean, has the water like opened it up quite a bit? Because it used to be pretty narrow when I moved here, you know, like a dozen years ago. But then a lot of it washed away.
Yeah, the river, at one point, the river took an entirely different course after a flood. And started washing that bank out. And it continues to wash it out. We've gone through probably 4 different plans about how to fix that. The difficulty is getting ecology and then the tribes to agree
Yes.
with the plan. The tribes aren't concerned about recreation or necessarily safety. They're concerned about the river and any potential fish in the river. And even though that wasn't a salmon river,
Right.
until we built a hatchery, they treat it like it is a native salmon run.
Yeah.
So, you know, we have to work with the tribes and get them to buy it. So the difficulty is, you know, you can't armor a bank with rocks anymore. You know, that's poo-poo, that's not allowed. But we could put logs and logs and cable them to the ground to slow the water down and try to hold the bank in place. There's a bunch of different ways to do that. The tribe wants it to be very natural. And in my eyes, I'm looking at it as well. If you put that there, then that's instantly a diving board. Someone's gonna go on their head and be paralyzed. So we're kind of fighting that battle still.
Thank you. I don't mean to deviate. It just, my house is kind of back, the river kind of wraps around it and all that, and then it flows into, you know, through that Pioneer Park area. And a lot of trees have been knocked over and the landscape is entirely different in there. And
Yeah.
I didn't know if that was impactful at all to the playground or future plans for any of that, because the water, I mean, when it rains a lot and you go through the parking lot area, you can't even see, and then soccer fields and everything there, it's just, seems like every time there's a flood, it changes something.
Yep.
You know,
Yep. That's what you get when you buy inexpensive land for a big park.
Yes. And when you put 500
pay
grand
for it
in
in
a
it. Yeah.
playground, you know, it's a lot to contend with, so.
So what do you think? Do you want to see more? Do you want, what kind of input do you want to provide?
Well, if we're gonna go with the theme, I like the water theme because the river runs through it and it's not as specific as Pioneer.
Yeah.
And it would also give us blues. Blues and greens and stuff.
Yeah.
Blues
A little
and
straighter.
in that color range.
I would say I do between a 300K and a 500K. Why not do the 300K and get a couple other little things? Then you actually have some.
Well, yeah, I feel like the
Somewhere.
300K one has the features that I would be interested in.
Mhm.
Cause it doesn't have the hammock, but has the other things that
Yeah,
are
big
interesting to
boulders,
me.
stuff like that,
But keep in mind that
space.
everything has a fall zone. You know, like the swings and like these,
Oh.
you know, there's a big zone around that where you can't put anything else. So you add a boulder or something else that comes with the fall zone.
Yeah.
So we gotta kind of fit it in there, and I'm trying not to expand the footprint of the play area.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna cut down a tree and there's no shade down there already.
The one thing that might be nice to think about, if we wanted to go over the 300,000, is another platform, so you don't have all the kids fighting for the same space.
You mentioned in their shade, is there any, could you use some of that money to make some shaded thing?
We could do sail shades.
That'd be good.
What's the weight maximum on that platform? Just out of curiosity.
More than you can put in there.
Really?
Yeah.
Good answer.
Just curious. Because if we only have one platform, just.
And you filled up with children.
I played those.
Yeah, I see that during the soccer
I-
tournaments or the baseball, whatever, when all the games are going, it would be pretty full.
Yeah, all the siblings and, yeah.
Mhm.
What's the lead time on what either one? I mean, is it they're on hand or is it we have to custom order and it'll take a while to get here from overseas?
If we had it designed we liked and said, yeah, go today, it would probably be September.
I mean, do we even have funding for it though? There was no funding for it.
Yeah, city council has to agree to the funding, but, the city administrator is vowing to push this through.
Let's say they're eager.
Yeah.
Is it not MPD funding or is it MPD funding?
Part of it might be MPD funding, yeah. Although it's not on the approved MPD fund, so that's the conversation we have, that message happened.
Because it wasn't part of the original planning.
Yeah.
I mean, I know technically it's not maintenance, but it is maintaining an asset that we already have.
Right. Yeah, and I've tried for years, and I'm trying again in this next budget cycle to get an equipment, repair replacement fund for.
Kind of like the fire truck thing, right?
The what?
Kind of like the fire truck thing.
Yeah, or any of our rolling stock or our
Mhm.
computers, all that stuff's on the schedule, you buy it now and pay for it over time. if I need it.
5, station 1-4, Autobus 2, ALS.
Okay,
So if we did have the platform, would that add some more, fun?
Street is between
To
southwest
the-
of Scott Creek Drive southwest.
Is there space for that platform though?
I don't know, I'm just asking.
yeah, you can come off this spidery toy in a couple different directions and add something, like that slide inside of there, you can come off the other side and add a platform thing. We just have to see if it fits.
Right, yeah, okay.
I mean, that's like, the building.
Mhm. Let's see.
Okay, I'll keep you posted as that moves along.
Let's see, this would go well over here, don't you
That's the only
think?
spot I was sitting that works right there, you know?
It's like climbing on the boulders.
Alright, I know how I'm happy, you know.
They will, they will.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, funding options. These are, the funding account was originally set up, years ago because, things like picnic tables, garbage cans, special event equipment, the smaller items that we need, were never funded in the city's budget process. So it would be, we need 5 picnic tables at $500 a piece. And the police department needed a new, whatever. We wouldn't compete very well with that. So the mayor set up a fund with Parks Board so that, you could have some, decision making to do and some authority to, spend funds, on things that we didn't normally get in the regular budget cycle. So that has grown over the years. It started just not very much money and it's grown to $20,000 a year. We didn't spend any money last year. So you have, since we're in a biennium, which ends up in 26, you currently have $40,000. So generally what I do, is send a message out to our division managers, Parks and Facilities Health. This facilities kind of, and ask them to submit things to me. So that's this list. I'm happy to talk about all of it. And you can choose to fund part of it, some of it, one of them, all of them, or ask for things that you're curious about and you want to see in Mercury. Why don't we have X? So I run through this really fast. Special event trailer wrap. We got a trailer from the fire department. They have had a very deluxe dual axle fire trailer with floodlights on the outside and decked out on the inside and, you know, fire. It's very nice.
Why did they need it now?
Well, they never did. They just needed it, but then they didn't use it for whatever reason. I don't know. I think it was a emergency response, like incident response. And that kind of thing they ended up not needing. So they were gonna surplus it and I said, well, you know, I think we can use that. But it's, you know, red and yellow and says fire on it and all that stuff. So this first one, special event trailer wrap, is to wrap that trailer rather than try to paint it. We've done that once before to a trailer. It works pretty well and lasts a long time. To wrap it with city logo and department name, but then some kind of cool graphic of special events. And then that would go to all of our special events. We would just put all the electronics and as much gear as we can fit at that market site. So the second one, volunteer trailer wrap, that is the old TYP trailer. It's probably 25 years old. We've replaced a number of things on it: fenders, doors, tires, wheels, and I think the hitch. So it's kind of been rebuilt. But the fiberglass on the outside has a giant old city logo. Yeah, because we've updated our city logo. It's got the old city logo on it. And the top is kind of just, it's not rust, but it's brown. It's supposed to be white, it's brown, and not scrubbable. You can't get it off. So they came back and said, we want to just wrap this whole thing in a new TYP with a new logo and have TYP on it.
They wrap the ceiling too?
Was that?
They wrap like the roof too, or they
Yeah.
just? Interesting.
And then the last one is the new TYP trailer, which we bought 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah. Right now it's currently just silver. So they asked if they could wrap that. Keep it and stuff. So that's those three. We have slowly been replacing park signs with the new city logo. And these are the facilities that we have left to do parks, historical park with Overlook, B Street, Monroe, the Parks building on the corner, and Fifth and Hayes Park on Similar Hill. So regular size signs are $3,500, and then V Street and Flower Mound are $2,500. Special event signage, those are signs that, like for 4th of July and for River Fest in particular, they go on Capitol Boulevard. They tell people what kind of parking goes where, when parking opens, how much parking costs. Those kinds of things.
Digital like changing signs, or is it just? Like,
No.
Let's stand up.
Those are really expensive.
well, I just $1,000 for an A-frame.
Shade structures, surfacing of the lodge. One of the ideas that staff had was that we create an outdoor meeting space.
The lodge is the new space, or what's the lodge?
The lodge is the new building.
Okay, the new one.
Yeah. So at the other end of the building on the south side, there's a fenced in area that used to be, when it was the lodge, it used to be the hot tub barbecue area. Well, that's not there anymore. But we want to use that area as an outside meeting space. So the thought was staff wanted to get one of those large shelters at Costco. They're like 14 by 14 or something. And then put some kind of surfacing under that. So we put a table in there. And we or whoever could have outside meetings.
You don't want to have a meeting in a hot tub?
That's not sauna. The sauna's still there. Special event gate improvements are one limiting factor to starting events, both 4th of July and Brew Fest, is that as we park people in the brewery parking lot and they come in, there's always the lineup before the events start. But then the gate we have is, I think it's 12 feet wide. There's a real constriction point there. And so we bring people in at 12 feet wide and then kind of keep it at 12 feet wide because there's trees and brush and things like that. So this is to make improvements to the fence and make that entry a little bit wider, and then cut back some of the underbrush on the sides, not cut down trees, but limb trees up and cut down the brush. So once we get them in the gate, we can spread people out, get them in a lot faster. Because at times, 4th of July, it can take, 45 minutes to an hour to get in the gate, if you're standing.
Or longer to get out.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
It's 1,500 cars and 2 exits. That's,
Just wait a half hour, then
Yeah.
the cars are gone and
yeah. And then the last one's a golf special event tournament time. We got $7,000 in lodging tax money this year to do the tournament scoring area in Port Concrete. And really improve the area where we do tournament scoring and announcements. In fact, high school state golf is happening right now. Started on Tuesday down in Valley. And that's where we gather at the end, and all the scores are written on the sheets. And then we talk to them and do awards and stuff like that. So part of the funding from LTAC, we had hoped to save enough money to buy a tent in case it rained to go in that area, but at the cost of concrete right now, we weren't able to do that. So this is a request from John to buy a 10 by 15 tent logoed with some water company.
I got questions.
Yeah.
Are you done with the presentation?
Yeah, that's it.
So I wrote down a few questions. First of all, obviously I didn't do my homework. Does this add up to $40,000? That's my first question.
I don't think it does. I
Okay.
did not. I was leaving it totally up to you to pick and choose. I'm gonna have read that.
Okay, so that's one of my questions.
So, and again, I would say there's absolutely no pressure for me to fund any or all of these, whatever you want to do.
Okay, thank you for that. Is
And
the
we
timeline? Oh,
we
sorry.
have time in future meetings to make other decisions.
Is there a timeline to spend this money?
Is it-
End of the year, okay. So I have two concerns or two questions. And the number one, and I looked at this afternoon, is the park signs. Okay, I don't believe we as a commission should finance the park signs. That's for us to use money for things that the city council doesn't approve. This should be something that city council occurs as far as the expenses are concerned. So, and if my math did that right, because I did do that right now, that money is roughly, it looks like maybe $22,000 or something like that.
For the signs or for everything but the signs?
The 17,500 plus 5,000, 22,500, if my math serves me right, for those signs.
Yeah.
Okay.
22.5.
I think that's off the board. That's city council's problem in the city of Tumwater.
Yeah.
We have the money for us to to buy the fun things, so that's my suggestion there. Also, I believe it was last year, I requested and it was approved, but never been acted upon, is I asked for that budget. I would like to have 2 benches at Isabella Bush Park, and I know at that time you mentioned there was a company
Yeah,
that built the turbines.
Yeah.
And it didn't fall through, but
Yeah.
that doesn't neglect the fact that I think we should still have 2 benches, and my thought on that is one on the hill and one just before you enter into the farm itself. And I believe you told me, and I could be incorrect, they were about $2,500 a piece.
Yeah, by the time you get the bench here and then pour a concrete pad and install it, yeah.
So if that's hold steady, that's $5,000. So I'm requesting for the second year in a row that we have 2 benches there. And it looks like the cost could be $5,000 plus. And that would be covered by not having the park signs approved. And that's kind of where I stand as far as the budget's concerned. Thank you.
The total is $26,153.37 for everything that's not park sign related.
Okay, thank you.
Well, I got you.
Employee things.
So on your 5K, puts it 132 roughly.
Yeah.
Is it still the plan to pave around Isabella Bush? Is that this year, next year?
Next year,
Then it just be rolled into that? less coming out of our own budget.
Potentially.
I would object to that, Joe. The only reason why, because I requested benches 5 years ago. And at that time, the city said Isabella Bush Park is gonna be remodeled. And I know we pushed that year after year after year, because there's other things involved. It's nobody's fault. And I would hate to see it continue to be pushed that way. Actually, it wasn't my idea, it was community members, especially those who had disabilities and felt they needed to sit down and just be able to observe the park.
There's a picnic table on the hill, isn't there?
Well, that picnic table to me is probably worth $20. If you ever seen that, it's pretty rusted and banged up. I would request that as well, but I think the neighbors would be satisfied with 2 benches. That's my.
I don't have an issue with the 2 benches. I think that's a great place to spend money. I have mixed feelings about the signs too, Charlie, that I did, for that exact same reason, like city signage, it's not actually a park commission issue. But on the other hand, if we're gonna consider signs at parks, I think the ones that are the most forward facing, like historical park would be the one that I would say, maybe we should do that one, just because that is more publicly visible than like V Street Park. That's smaller and tucked away where less people, the neighbors know about it, but not the full general public is seeing it. And I'm not saying we need to make that decision today. I'm just saying I would consider that for that reason.
If we're looking at 32 between benches and all other items listed here, maybe if you prioritize maybe the top 2, with if we have excess funding that doesn't have any allocation toward any other projects for that.
But also, do we want to spend it all right now?
Yeah. Where's our rainy day fund? It's gone.
Well, I would tell you that since we began doing this, we always do that. Or you always do that,
Okay.
and we save the money until November,
And then it's.
and then it's like, okay, we gotta spend this money.
I'm not saying
So-
save it all, I'm just saying maybe don't spend every penny right now, save a
Yeah.
little bit. but-
Well, and I don't disagree with that either. I guess my feeling is if we're gonna fund the other things and we can kind of table the park signs until our next meeting, and then we all have time to think about it and look at it again and see if anything else comes up that we find is more pressing.
Because we didn't even use the money last year, if I'm reading this.
Correct. Did
So,
not.
but November, it didn't even happen last year, so it's like every other year that we.
And our decisions take time to implement.
Yeah.
So we do need to make some decisions so they can start acting on them so that it does get done by the end of the year.
My 2 cents would be to at least approve the tournament tent tonight, because that could be used like right away during the summertime now, and that's just a more expense.
I think the special event gate improvements is also a right now kind of thing, because it sounds like that would alleviate some issues.
That'd be done by 4th of July.
Really?
Yeah, I have a contractor just waiting.
That was a loaded question.
Yeah.
Not counting on that one or anything, right, Charlie? Good check.
Yeah, and that affects a lot of people, especially when you have 15,000 people out there for
Yeah.
fireworks.
I would agree. Shade structure though, like we can wait on that. We have any-
Well, if you're not moving into the lodge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're probably gonna be in the lodge till August.
Special event signage, can you give us that one more time? Is it sandwich boards? I mean, is that really what we're talking about?
No, actually, it's a new design. I went to a conference in March.
A trade show?
Right,
Yeah.
It was on community.
Name on it too and
Yeah.
everything.
Community center, it was a community center design conference. And there was a company there that had these special event signs.
Take a picture.
Huh?
Yeah.
Picture of one.
The what?
Did you take a picture of one?
I did. Should bring one.
Name of the company, give us something.
Yeah, no, I got none for it.
Okay.
Anyway,
Sandwich boards it
Done
is.
by a friend.
the signs are, they're reflective fabric, and you can get a variety of different colors. And they fold, so they store it well, but they're big giant signs. But the thing that caught my eye was the base. It has this rubber base, that's moderately heavy, so it will stay there, but, super easy to just unfold the sign, it clicks in the base and you're good to go. Anybody on staff can pick it up, move it, set it up, just no time at all. That? No.
Good job.
Trying to use A, not here. So we, with the new Tumwater Valley Drive that goes to the golf course, and the old Tumwater Valley Drive that goes down into Drury property.
It's important to sign.
People still really haven't figured that out. Or it only comes tomorrow on the 4th of July or whatever. But that's a zoo up there. Our police really earn their pay that day. And yeah, at certain times. Directing traffic, that is quite the operation they have going. So we want signs to make it clearer and safer for people.
So I would like to make a proposal.
Can I ask one more question?
Sure.
Do we need any more garbage cans?
No.
Those are the things we used to replace
Yeah.
because we didn't have, you know, they were getting eaten by the squirrels and stuff.
Or the
I
river.
just wanna make sure we don't have any other
Oh,
little
water
things like
fountains.
that. Oh, water fountains.
Yeah, in fact, we're in good, it's fun. That's what we've been in for.
Well, I know, I mean, we're looking at things to make trailers look better, so that's why we make sure these other things are in space.
Something over the years, what's that to throw money at?
Yeah, I will say that the trailer wrap thing, when I first saw it, I was like, why would I pay money for putting a trailer to make it look fine? But then I did some actual research, and I guess it is beneficial to people's feelings and public safety.
Yeah.
Change our mind.
Question for Charlie, if not a bench, would we just do another picnic table? Would that appease your ask, or are you heartfelt on bench?
On the benches, only because that's what the feedback that the community gave.
New picnic table is $1,000. It's the corrugated metal, but it's dipped in plastic, so. I mean,
It has to match all of our other tables.
Yeah.
which are,
It's not gonna be, it's not gonna be like.
so you bought high, so we have to buy high.
Yeah,
Yeah, thanks.
it's a plastic coated.
Yeah, the Pioneer Park photo has one.
What kind of price are you guessing then?
I think those are like $2,500. So if you know, I would prefer to have on that hill, not to have to do it. I would prefer to have a concrete pad with a picnic table bolted to it.
Okay.
Is it because it's bolted?
And it's
One
more,
of those things.
far more people.
I'm really sorry, Charlie. I like the one that we have in the Pioneer Park picture. Yeah, and I would agree with concrete at the top of the hill.
Okay.
But I also think that trail, you live near there, you've been up to it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
I
trails,
don't live there, but I've been many.
I live there, the trail's about 12 inches wide. It's difficult to get up.
Yeah.
So putting something up there is not
Yeah,
great
we
for
can-
anyone.
That we can fix that.
Go try.
So can I go ahead and make a proposal?
Sure.
So this is my proposal. I think we should approve everything as presented except the park signs. One bench and a picnic table. And then sit back on the other thing as far as the park signs, so could we have time for that? And that's what I propose.
I like it. I have one question on the trailers. One of the trailers mentioned was the older. Does it still have life? Like, are we wrapping a bag of dog food for?
And that's actually something I put back to staff, you know, if a new trailer is $7,000 or we just throw money at something like that.
Yeah.
And our facilities people looked at it and said, no, that's still solid.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like they replaced a whole bunch of things already, so
Yeah.
they're about to last a while, other than maybe the fiberglass, but if you're wrapping it, it protects them from UV and everything.
And when you wrap it, you know, how do you choose the graphics to go on it? I know like the city logo and, you know, parks, I get it, but like, is there something that's gonna help people or kids when we go to these events? Go to the parks page, a QR code, I mean, something or anything to connect them, the event. to the
There could
city.
be a QR code on it that sends people to the city's website.
Or just the events calendar, right? Like if you want people to be involved, like they want to see this,
Yeah.
the events calendar, come find us at the next event.
Yeah.
I agree with Charlie, but I just want, when we put all these graphics on it, I just don't want the city logo. I want
Mark,
some
Have you
kid draw
seen-
something, put up a contest to draw something to have them. A 5-year-old.
Yeah, it's risky, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Have you seen our Parks and Rec vans?
No.
They're wrapped. With park, it's kind of a park scene that we made up.
Yeah.
And you know, there's a golf ball on one and a soccer ball and there's different
Yeah.
parks kind of stuff. So we have a designer that we work with for all of our signage and some of our social media stuff. And we'll work with her to come up with some options for wraps.
Great.
And that price includes this, like it's the wrap and the design and all that.
How much was it per bench?
Yep.
500 per bench.
Picnic table.
Everything's 25.
2500.
It's the shipping that is crazy. Cause they're, gas metal. Heavy.
Yeah, weird.
So what Charlie proposed is exactly what I was thinking too. So do we have a motion to approve all three wraps, special event signage, shade structure, special events gate improvements, golf tent at one bench and one picnic table at Isabella Bush Park?
I'd like to make a second proposal that we don't cover the shade structure at this time, that's 6,200, and we use that, some of that money to get some benches down at Pioneer Park by the play structure, because there is no place to sit down there.
There's 2 picnic tables.
There's no benches just down there when their parents are down there watching the kids playing.
Yeah.
So I would say take the money from the
State
shade structure surfacing and apply that towards benches. And
I think that's a good thought that we could have that conversation next time and think about that a little bit more, because potentially benches could be part of the play structure
Agreed.
business.
Yeah. yeah, that's the question, is can it be part of that play structure?
Yeah. Okay.
If we wait, are we gonna have our meeting in June, or is it gonna be too close to 4th of July?
No, I think it will be June and not 4th of July,
Okay,
or not.
not in July.
Yeah.
Okay.
My secondary proposal was just for tonight, since we have plenty of time. I just approved the 2 bottom ones tonight, the special event gate improvement and the tournament tent, because it sounds like the rest of these, I mean, the wraps, are those really necessity to be done like right away, or can they wait? And then as far as the signage goes, that would be.
We're
Stress.
we're looking at 6 months into the year.
Yeah.
So I think it's worthwhile to move forward unless there's something else we know we wanna spend the money on.
Right, that's what I'm saying, is there an urgency right now, because last week was the last week of TYP, so TYP is done until September.
So let's get it
The
done before
brand trailer
September.
right now is, yeah.
That's the perfect time because we're not using it.
Exactly,
Okay.
and it will be done by September.
True.
And we'd like to have a special event one, then buy a special event.
That one I agree with, that one, I'm just saying for right now, like necessity wise, what we approved.
So,
it has a
If we can
timeline.
do all 3 at once, I'm sure we could get some kind of discount price from the company we use.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine not doing the lodge structure or surfacing one right now, and that ends up, we have what, 26,000 spent then, so there's still 14K to play with later.
If you table the shade structure, would it push it out too far if it was the beginning of, say, next year, the next biennium in that cycle? Or is that something that should be reconsidered this year?
Due to efficiency.
Yeah, we're gonna, getting stuff to the back of the lodge where this is gonna be.
Yeah.
Is right in front of the front door, so that eventually that's gonna all get re-landscaped. So I wanna move all the equipment, and all the surfacing back there before that happens.
Yes.
But we can wait till next month and think
Yeah.
about it and talk about it then.
We're gonna have a meeting for sure. Next month.
I'll say yes.
Okay.
I'll commit to you now. Yeah, yeah, okay, so go ahead.
Okay.
Great president.
What do we want to try to prove tonight then?
The 3 trailer wraps, the special event signage, special events gate improvements, golf tent, 1 bench and 1 picnic table at Isabella Bush Park.
No lodge, is that it? No lodge?
No large, no signs.
Say no lodge, no sign.
Do you have a total?
Second, third, whatever.
It's hard, total run into there for that.
You have to subtract.
It's like 26.
It would, yeah,
We're not writing the check tonight, so it doesn't matter.
right.
Second, was that a second?
Yes, that's what we're doing.
Sure.
Do we have a first motion? I can't make the
That
motion.
was Charlie.
Yeah, I make the motion
Okay.
that we approve the budget as adjusted.
And we have 2 seconds. So all in favor?
Nothing. Oh, a second, Stephen. Dang.
I'm sorry.
You got me on that
It's in
one.
my blood.
Yeah.
Okay, all in favor of the motion? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No, excellent. Good work. Make good decisions tonight, guys.
Okay, very good.
We have
So,
to think about the rest.
meeting next month, we will talk about, the street itself.
Okay.
We're at about 90%. On construction document on that now. Working several permit processes for floodplain and shoreline and wetland encroachments and things like that. All in all, that project's going pretty well. It's nice to see things finally happening there. So we can build that, this fall, next spring. Trails in Park, similarly, we did that design with the community, and then we take that and we actually do engineering, so we can have a document to put out to bid and show someone that exactly what we want to build. That is almost 100% done. So depending on the construction schedule for the new public works operation building, that will be probably next spring.
That one person still playing about pickleball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only one person still, right? Just one?
Yeah.
That's good before we started like redoing everything again.
Next. I think that's about all. Yeah.
I have two questions. Okay, number one is, so Shane and I, and I'm gonna speak on his behalf, we would like to be considered for another 4-year term. How do we go? How do we proceed with that process?
Usually I just get an email from the city administrator.
I'll check, cause I thought I checked off on that and sent it back to the mayor and said yes. The administrative person in the executive department has been out, so that could be the holdup on that.
Is that the mayor's discretion or the
Yes.
council? The mayor.
You serve at the will of the mayor.
Okay.
Just like me.
Oh, yeah. And one other thing, and it's petty, I guess, but I'm gonna pat myself on the back on this one, is I was elected the vice chair a year ago, and every time we have a meeting, I see it on Facebook and on the website.
Yeah, I mentioned that.
We
I
mentioned that three meetings.
I have told him many times. She
That
said that
terms
she,
about up, so
she
I'd
said-
like to
she
keep
said-
that on there once.
she
That's
said she
on my
changed the
resume.
Word document.
These I run for.
I will check with Debbie.
And I'll swing by the office on Friday and I'm off too.
Thank you.
Watch her change it.
Thank you.
Yeah, Charlie special.
I am the vice
You'll
chair.
be able to move in August, huh? You think you're gonna move in August?
Maybe.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see the design conduct this week, and then, then begins the trudge of a process, to get a contractor to actually do the work, right?
Right.
Contracting for that kind of a job at that amount of money, it's probably gonna take about a month to get a contract approved. We'll try to do permitting consecutively with that process, to speed that along, so, we won't have anybody actually probably on site. So,
Is getting permits from yourself easier than getting permits as a citizen?
Fast track.
Go for it.
I've seen it before, it's not bad, sir.
And we are still working on community center. It's kind of, that project is kind of on hold as we decide about the site. We've looked at one main site out before, that were out there. But the real crux of that is we're trying to get the port commission to create a recreation district. And then lease us that recreation district for 100 years for like $1 a year. So that, the bigger picture of that, it plays into the Panantoni warehouse development project that the port may or may not approve. Because part of that land would be part of their development, and they would have to agree to cede that to us.
Right.
To do a recreation center, and then the city council would have to agree to Panantoni's plan to build these warehouses, which has been controversial in the past, but I think what they're proposing is more acceptable to the city council. So there's a whole bunch of things that need to happen in order to get a community center site set. Once we know what the piece of land is, then we can push forward and actually build a building that the community has.
Is the council on board then with the design? Before they were not, they thought it was not what they wanted, even
Yeah.
though it's what the community's asked for.
Not many of them have been to community centers, as it turns out. They didn't really have a concept of what it was outside of just like a senior hangout, or social service center. So, so we, it's quite an education process when we met them about why we have multiple gyms, or why we would have an exercise room, or why do we need an aerobics room, or, what's a party room, and how does that make any money, and just bringing that whole thing along with them. So I think they're more on board. I'm trying to get them out and get them to go places, and look at stuff. Ridgefield, Washington, home of the new In-N-Out Burger. Yeah, a year ago, I didn't know Ridgefield was a city. Now they have the In-N-Out Burger.
It's all built up on
Costco.
It's all
Yeah.
the whole exit.
Yeah, and they just opened a brand new place.
It's like Lacey.
Oh, nice.
And it's gyms and workout space and a swimming pool and giant new facility. So
It's not too far away.
Casino money.
Yeah,
Yes.
We need some.
I know you took us on a field trip back in the day to the YMCA, so that was an eye opener for some members of council.
Is that the one in Sumner? Did you guys go to that?
No, we
No,
Shelton.
Yeah, okay.
a little bit smaller than
Yeah.
others.
About Leaf in Lacey, you know
About
about that? It's called the Leaf, Leaf. It's off like out there by Ostrom's. They've just started wiping the earth. Put something up there. Can't remember what its abbreviation is. Lacey Entertainment and Family Center or something. You heard of that or no?
Who's doing it?
Don't know. You know where Ostrom's old
Yeah.
Ostrom Farm is?
Farm.
It's just to the
Across
west,
the rack.
just across. It's kitty corner from the rack. There's that school there. There's something just north of that school.
Was it where Bucknell Fields were?
I think so. Yes.
Oh, I know where that is. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a youth learning center kind of thing. The Y was hoping to have somebody give them money to build like a mini Y there.
Yeah.
That fell through. That didn't happen.
Lacey Education and Family Center, a
Yeah.
45,000 square foot early learning and community facility.
You're great.
Yeah, well done.
So, but the Y is still pursuing a new Y in Lacey. Because, they wanted us to give them money to build one here, and we said, no, we're building a community center. So,
It's supposed to be, sorry, the one off 93rd, big one,
Yeah.
so they're not doing that anymore now?
no, not unless somebody gives them $20 million.
Nah.
So now they're working in Lacey and trying to get a new Y up there.
Yeah, was it north of the freeway, I think it was. Yeah. Sorry, rendering.
Right.
There you go.
I messaged you about a mouse issue at the Crosby house to
Yeah.
get taken care of.
Yeah.
And the hole in the ceiling, which is where I think
Yeah,
the
that's been there
mouse
for
came
years.
through. That's where I think the mouse came through.
There's always Mike at that house. We have apps inside and outside the, and the brewmaster's house.
Yeah.
It's just.
Yeah, but now they're- The whole groundskeeping work was fabulous. It looks great. The garden area landscape, it's all great. I texted actually Denise Crosby. She was super excited. All that was done. So she says, thank you personally to you. Thank you.
Yeah, we actually got some positive feedback from the daughters.
I just like from Crosby, she says, thank you.
Yeah.
You have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Ruby.
All right, meeting adjourned. I'm gonna ask for your approval. Do it.
So it's almost.
An hour's about right.
It's almost kickball season.
Work for the city.
Yeah.
He's the champion right here.
Yeah, he's the champ, yeah. You taking him on?
Hey, Joe, I'm still getting you. Some attorney shit and all that.
Hey, what a minute, no, thank you about the bench idea, it's a brilliant idea.
Yes, I appreciate it, and I live. So Isabel Bush is here, I live in Blackstone, it's kind of half by Sam, so I live relatively walking on that.
So you know all the trees that you planted here?
Oh, yeah.
That
All
would be.
all the trees are great, they've got a little amphitheater down there.
Yeah.
The table is right at the top of the hill, but I also hate the path to get to the top of the hill. So many people walk it, it's very narrow, so anybody older or younger, kids ride their bikes.
So.
Yeah, if we
There's
probably
like
had
a lot of.
like the similar picnic table was in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also look forward to when we do a program, I think.
It needs it, yeah.
Yeah, lots of,
That always grading keeps you across the park, because I like that fence grading.
Yeah.
the like, it's great for the retention pond aspect. of it.
Aaron, you
For people that walk in,
Oh my gosh. Grand Canyon next time, right there. Hey.
Right, guys.
Take down the Grand Canyon River. We have the Grand Canyon Conservancy, we have a bunch of educational people there, and the superintendent of the Grand Canyon and all these.
I'll make sure.
No,
It's really cool
kids and I
to
walked out.
while we enjoy our Raptor River.
I read, I'm happy to go about,
Talking about.
Oh, yeah.
speed record.
I haven't played in a long time.
Oh, really?
Phenomenal book, because I think it was a door code.
Oh,
There's some balls.
We're doing both sides now, so
Yeah.
I'm not in the door.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
No,
So-
I live right there. I do wish that I rarely get to.
Almost as good as the ones that are in council chambers, but they're better.
You cannot.
because you can move them.
Yeah.
They are.
Let's go to.
Yeah, so this is for.
Are you gonna reconsider, maybe Jeff?
Yeah.
No.
I'm sure Charlie says.
One day, yes, yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, see, it's at the
Good
top of
stuff.
this thing.
Good stuff, Charlie.
Well, thank you. Nice job, thank you.
Oh, do you have any questions about our, floats for the parade?
You're not expired.
I don't know about it.
So this is what we're gonna do.
I'm kind of worried about this.